You might remute it. Welcome to another exciting episode of Let's Talk. I'm your host, Jason, with my co-host,
Cheryl.
And here at Let's Talk, we like to talk about issues that matter to you, where we try to come up with workable and practical solutions so we have more action and let's talk. And today we are talking teenage love. Teenage love. Yeah. And in studio, we have with us a few guests, and I'll just let them introduce themselves. A returning guest.
Yes.
Leanne.
And I'm Bernard, everybody.
Hey, welcome Leanne and Bernard.
And later on, we're having Cedrell on,
Yes,
so we can welcome her now. To
Yes, another returning. They
Yes.
did so well, we had to bring them back.
2, 1.
Okay. We sound like we have another guest in the studio.
Is that Siri or Alexa?
Yeah, so these are our resident experts. You know, we've been removed from teenagers, well, I think, what, 2 to 5 years, Cheryl?
Jason, I'm not even in that conversation. Talk for yourself over there. I was just a teenager a few short years ago.
But that's why I say 2 to 5 years.
Oh, okay,
I did say that. See, you're not even paying attention.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I
You're giving that old
apologize.
people vibe now. You can't even, you're not even here.
Not hearing well.
But anyway, so we're talking about teenage love, teenage relationships, you know, and I don't know, like I say, I don't know where to begin with this. Cheryl,
I
kick
know
us
where to
off.
begin.
Cheryl, kick us off.
They shouldn't exist. Well, that's just me. That's just me, old school.
Okay.
See, when you talk about teenagers range from what? When you talk about the preteen, may as well go there. From 10 to 8, 10
10?
to...
Wow.
But these relationships I'm talking about, these are... Yes, why not just address it? From 10, because
10 years.
this is where it starts. Children are feeling like they're in love, falling in love, and wanting to be in relationships from as early as that.
As 10.
As early
10
as
is
10,
crazy.
Jason. I'm telling you.
Wow.
See, and you guys are teenagers, and I'm not going to ask you on the show if you're in relationships because I
No,
know your
we
parents
put
are
them on
watching,
the
and I don't know
spot.
if you told them yet. So
we can put
we
you
don't
on
want
the
to put you
spot.
on the spot, but we're gonna talk about from that age all the way to maybe 16, because after that it's kind of okay. It's expected after 16.
like 16?
Jason, no?
No.
It's
No?
not expected
No?
after 16.
After 16, I expect that after you graduate from high school. Now, if you
A
16
lot of
and
people graduate at
graduated,
16, yes.
then yes. But
yes.
if there are
See,
any
Jason and I are old school.
Okay.
I didn't believe in having a relationship in high school, so I never had any relationships in any high school. Wasn't never in love, was never whatever. Jason, not sure what's going on over there. He'll speak for himself. So I'm a little old school. We grew up old school, where the people who had relationships in high school were considered bad,
fresh. Yeah.
out of order. It was kind of forbidden.
Yes.
But it's a different time now. It's a different time, and parents have to be more open-minded, because we know that the feelings are going to exist. Now, how do we navigate around that? Instead of saying, no, you shouldn't do it, it's forbidden. How do we navigate by letting our children understand that, okay, it's a feeling that you have. This is something that we have to go through. How do I leave an area for you to be open with me enough to share so that I can help you in this moment? Because many situations have taught us, Jason, that the more you tell a child something is forbidden, the more they're
they go
drawn to
after
it.
Yep.
But hey, we're going to hear from the young people who's actually feeling these feelings, and who actually you have friends who are in relationships, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And how is it? What is it? What's a teenage relationship?
Before they jump in, call us 352-8255,
Yes.
352-8255, or jump on the chat and we'll read your comments live. So now, back to you guys.
Well, you said back in your days, the whole
Jason's
teenage
days.
high school.
Okay, okay.
Yikes.
Wow.
Back in the days,
Mhm.
teenage love or high school relationships were seen as something bad.
Mhm.
Now it's really like a whole thing that everyone wants to do. If we see a couple, it's like, ooh, I want to be like them. I want to get like them. So it's like
In high school.
Mm-hmm.
So those are goals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty much accurate.
Wow.
Pretty much.
Boys feel the same way?
I can't speak for every boy. I am not your typical boy, but I could say it's definitely, we human. Like, we have those emotions. I think it's only natural to want to, kind of feed the curiosity that comes with, becoming older in life. And there's always going to be like girls around. So, you always get interested, you get emotions, and then you want to know like, hey, where could this all lead? So it's only natural to be curious. But I mean, I think personally, if it depends on how you handle it, like I think letting your life be revolved entirely around a relationship at such a young age is definitely, it's not helpful. There's a lot that you have to focus on at this point in your life, and so yeah, that's my take on it.
Not typical at all.
No,
How old are you,
very-
Bernard?
Yes.
I am 18 years old.
18. Okay.
You wouldn't want to know what was going through my mind at 18.
Okay.
But
Definitely not what he's
no,
thinking.
Jason, we don't want to know.
No, you
but it's funny. He said it's a very important thing that you at such a young age you shouldn't allow yourself to get all wrapped up into a relationship because your life is just beginning.
Right.
And take it. Leanne is younger. What percentage would you say of your friends, of your high school friends, are in relationships?
A good 85.
85%.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. So what? Okay. So what does the typical high school relationship look like, or teenage love? What happens in that kind of relationship?
I don't think they go based off the correct morals of relationships. So the high school relationships I see going about in my time right now would be in the hallways, either kissing each other or I don't know, they're just in the hallways, they're not really trying to get to know each other, they just want to be in each other's face. They don't really care for the part of let's get to know each other, let's know
Okay.
how to grow together. So it's really just
Physical.
yeah.
Okay.
Wow. And this hallway kissing and in each other's face.
I know nothing
There's
of
no
that.
fear of being caught or anything.
I don't think they care about that anymore. I think it's
Wow.
more of, okay, if I'm in high school, I'm allowed to do this. I don't really care whether or not what they say. It doesn't really affect us. If we don't do it inside school, I guess we could just do it outside of school. So
Wow.
it doesn't really matter to them that much.
Wow. So typically, what is the reaction of most parents then? Let me just maybe children will know. What is the reaction of most parents? Do you think that most children hide their relationship, their teenage relationships from their parents, or are they open with their parents about relationships as teens?
I think it's a 50-50.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Yes.
Some kids would hide it because they know that their parents are going to be a no to it. They're going to say no. And then some are just open to the idea that maybe their parents have a reasoning for it, or maybe they could work it out with their parents. So it's a 50-50, I guess.
Okay. What about? I don't know. I
So
wanted to ask.
so they're doing this in school, and the faculty, teachers, because you say they don't, the children really.
They're hiding it, Jason. The teachers can't see it.
really-
Clearly, the teachers can't see. Of course not.
She said
These
they
things
don't care, so I'm
these
wondering-
no, she's not saying the teachers don't care. She's saying
No,
the
she said the children don't care if they
don't
be
care.
caught.
But if usually children will hide it. They hide these kinds of things. Once these things are seen in schools, it's dealt with right away.
we defending
I
the
gotta
school. I just
represent, of
realized what's
course.
going on here. She
Don't-
you're defending the
Don't
school.
come for us. Don't come for us. But
You got
but
to.
yes, these things are dealt with. But something that Leanne said, they will risk being caught, and that's why I find that teenage relationships or these emotions are so dangerous, because the children will risk being being in the junior high. I have been exposed to so many relationships at that age, and the kids, they think they're in love. And it's a real feeling. And I know sometimes we water it down as adults because we're like, they don't know anything about love. And sometimes, you know, and I've found myself, I've been guilty saying this too, that in 2 years you're going to be in love with someone else. But for them in that moment, it's real. And as adults, like I said before, we're going to have to find a way to help them navigate this feeling for right now, and maybe help them to understand that though it's temporary, you know, there's still a little more to look forward to. But they get wrapped up in this, and it costs them to make very, very poor decisions. And some of these poor decisions lead to intimacy at a very, very young age.
Most definitely.
12-year-olds, 13-year-olds wanting to be intimate, having sex, doing, you know, God knows what with just for a feeling that we know it's not going to last.
So let me ask you guys something. What is your take on it? I heard the good, churchy, respectable answers because we know our
No,
parents
that's
are
not a
watching.
real answer, Bernard. That's a real answer.
It's a real answer.
Okay,
And we don't want to get you guys in problems
All right.
Yes.
or put you on the spot. But what's your honest take on teenagers having relationships?
I mean, in all honesty,
If your parents were to say, just give you
No, yeah.
free
Free
reign,
reign.
Absolutely.
and then I just want you.
absolutely. You know, I think, geez, I do believe that to some degree, like we should be allowed some room to kind of explore that realm of life.
At what age do you think that should happen?
I don't know. For me, my mom lightened up. Like I still can't have a girlfriend, but I can have like a friend, like who's a girl, and we could get to know each other and kind of form a connection. But it's like no
Okay.
relationships, no labels, stuff like that right now.
Okay.
But I think,
Wise mom.
yeah, I love my mom. Shout out, mom. But my honest take on it at this point in life is I think it's good to have some exposure to it at this point in life because it's a part of life. And I think, you know, denying yourself any part of life is kind of denying yourself the true experience of life. So I think to some extent we should be able to, you know, explore those emotions, but at the same time we need proper examples and guidance, you know,
Excellent.
in
Yes.
that area of life, because the truth about it is at this age a relationship is like 75% a risk. You know, being sexually active at this age, if you have a child, like a lot changes. You know, there's just certain risks that you can't take and certain thresholds that you shouldn't cross at this age because it could cost you. So I literally have my own, you know, ideology that's like I don't want to involve myself in certain things at this level because there's things I want out of life, and I know to have that, like I got to stay focused on the things that really matter. And at this point, I think a relationship would be cool, but you know, it's all about, for me, it's all about finding a balance, like a balance between giving yourself room to experience and explore that part of life, but also doing it the right way so that it doesn't negatively impact your life, and so it's a good thing in your life. That's what I believe.
Wow.
Jason,
wow.
we could
Listen,
never say it as good as that.
No. See, listen. See,
Look at Mr. Producer shaking his head over there.
he
It's not radar.
he needs to hold a class for men.
I
I
am-
shouldn't say men because
Young
they ain't grow
boys.
up yet. Older guys, older adult male,
Because some of them need the
hasn't
same
matured
thing.
to that kind
Absolutely.
of
Well,
that way of
look,
thinking.
I
So
also
I can
my bad.
attribute it. I can give that to your daddy and your mommy, and even if it ain't them,
Good.
you still say it's them who give. Who give
You better-
Well,
At
to
least
be
on
honest, you know, that's kind of where I get any knowledge that I have on any of this from is also because I had a really great example coming up. My mom and dad, again, shout out mom and dad.
Exactly.
Wow.
And I
See,
think that's what we really need is great examples
Yes.
of love and relationships, because, you know, I feel like most people get what they know about it from TV or social media or some other kid that doesn't know what they're talking about. So I think it's great examples. That's a good starting point for, you know, changing the narrative on relationships in your teens. But yeah.
Shout out to
Okay.
Mr. and Mrs. Hepburn.
Yes,
y'all.
awesome.
Love y'all.
Boy, Leanne, plenty pressure coming your way. You better represent the females.
I say maybe we should have let Leanne go first, or we could have wrapped up the show. But
Same
not.
for me. But going off of what he said, I think that it shouldn't be completely off the table. But like, if we were to take that off the table and they feel as though, okay, I'm in this young age, I'm experiencing these things, but my mom or my parents are like, no, I shouldn't do this. I have no guidance. As teenagers, we're gonna find a way to do it because we're feeling these things, so we're gonna hide it. And when we feel as though, okay, we're going to run from our parents because we feel as though we have no support. And when we do this, we don't have the correct guidance that we need. I learned that some of the best relationships start off as friendships. if we don't have people in our lives to teach us that, we're going to be like, okay, let's just start off as let's go into this intimacy because that's the best way to start. That's the best way I can get to know you. But it isn't really that way. It's like the friendships that you grow from it. So
Right.
I don't even know what to say after that, but
No, that's
Yeah.
just
Good,
facts.
you good. That's
Yeah,
good.
that's true.
That's
But
facts.
let me ask you guys, both of you, this. And maybe you can't speak for. Maybe you can only speak for yourself. Maybe in some of your close friends. What impact do you think having a good parental relationship plays with wanting to have a teenage love or a teenage relationship?
You want to go first?
sure.
Okay.
Give me this time. I think it's the vulnerable. What's the word?
Vulnerability?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
You had it
I had
right.
a tongue twister.
Yeah.
I think it's the openness you would be able to have with your parents. Because if I feel as though I don't understand something, I could always just go to my parent and be like, okay, I don't understand this. I don't know if this is right. I don't know if this is wrong. How do I go about doing this? The guidance that you would get from that.
Mhm.
So that's
Yeah.
kind of the good side to it.
I agree with her. I kind of already spoke on having a, good example in
Right.
parents. So yeah, I definitely agree with her. And it's definitely good to have parents that keep an open space for dialogue about this topic. Cause if you got parents where it's like you afraid to come to them about it, then that's going to create more problems if you ask me. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
A lot of us older persons who have to deal with, Jason, a lot of them, who have to deal with young people, they feel that a lot of young girls who want to be in a relationship real quickly is because maybe they don't have parents showing them the love and care that they need to. Do you guys believe that? Is that your experience among your peers?
I could definitely say that I might even have a little bit of a personal understanding of what it's like to look for a love that you might feel or a feeling that you might feel is missing in your life in a relationship. And I definitely have seen people chase relationships out of feeling that, there's some type of love missing in their life, and it's definitely not the way to go about things. So I definitely think that's real. And it has a negative effect on you.
I would also agree with this because, but let's say not having that parent figure, like you have a mother but you don't have the father in the home. Mainly the fathers as girls, because we look up to our fathers to teach us what it is to be loved as the queen that we are. And if we don't have the father to tell us that, okay, it's not okay to be abused, it's not okay to take harsh words from him, it's not okay to be treated in a manner that is wrong. And if we grow up not having this intel being given to us, it's like we don't know what it is. It's only so much that a mother can give to their daughters.
Right.
Mhm.
And it's so much more that the father could teach their daughters in a way on how to be loved. So, yeah.
And from the perspective of a guy, having the love of your mother in your life definitely is helpful in knowing how to maneuver through finding a relationship with a woman. So yeah.
Awesome. Boy, we having a deep talk here
Yes,
with
very.
two teens. They like old souls.
I'm telling you.
They're teens, but they speaking like real mature adults. I mean, I'm proud of you guys. But
Very.
we got to take a break. And when we come back, we'll have another little switch up for you guys.
Yes,
Another
yes.
little twist on this.
All
So
right.
stick around.
Where you going, mate?
To go buy these tickets for the party tonight.
Why this boy so dumb?
Tickets242.com.
You know how hard it is?
They sell tickets for parties, concerts, plays, sporting events, everything.
You know how expensive bus is?
Well, if you just buy the tickets online, they could just send you it in the email. Then you could just print it off.
You know how strong mosquitoes is?
Or you could go to the box office downtown at the Genesis Street Gear.
You ain't scared of June, says they.
I'm Flynn Doxson from Nose Witness News, reporting live from Sniper Paintball City. We're here with the manager and he's going to tell us a little about what they have to offer.
Daddy, I got this at Sniper Paintball. We have paintball, cornhole, mini golf, batting cage.
Strike!
That's not a strike.
So come on down every Saturday and Sunday to Sniper Paintball City, located next to Crosstown, where you and the family can have a great time.
See you at Sniper.
Welcome back to Let's Talk. And first, before we give Cedrell the mic, we can jump right into our comments. Dayton Dame said, I had a girlfriend from primary school. What? He's a hot boy.
I want to know what they did to say they were girlfriend and boyfriend at
Girl-
primary
Are you
school.
serious? What y'all-
You know
what y'all
what?
even-
Scratch that. I don't want to know.
No, because
Wow.
I had my little thing in preschool.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't
Wait
think.
a minute now. Wait
My
a minute.
mommy knew about it too, so
What?
Your mommy knew about it?
yeah.
Well, I mean, social services is knocking on her door right now. We're gonna-
Wow. Wow.
Okay.
Adon Place is me and Bernard think alike. Okay.
Do we, bro? Do we? I gotta meet you.
Ariel says, I was never ever interested in boys till grade 10, but I watched my friends from grade 5 have boyfriend and girlfriend. It's all about the child and how they were raised. Wow. That's crazy. What says Terrence Gilbert so still? By Mottos? That's what I say? Mother,
Yeah, that's
MBS
it.
is
That's
Mottos?
it. Mother sick.
Mother sick.
Oh,
Hey, who
okay.
is-
Shake my head.
So what did Terrence say? Why he's saying he's so stale?
No, yeah, I know it's
I don't
Terrence.
know.
I must see a
Someone
comment
would
we
have
missed.
commented before.
So, I mean, Cedrell coming here with on fire. She coming here shooting. She said she had relationship from preschool. So, Cedrell,
So Joe can't even remember.
You
I
on the
want to hear what you got
spotlight.
to say.
Now
I
listen,
need to hear this.
honestly,
Here
I
we go.
really can't remember what it was. Like I was mostly 3 years old. I vividly remember sitting down in class on the carpet, holding the boy hand.
Mm.
That's all I can remember.
That'll get you.
That was not
and
a
I
boyfriend.
think getting married in the playground.
Okay.
Yeah, that's normal. That's normal.
Okay.
Yeah, so
But there was. I'm sure you forgot about him the following week. You probably had a new boyfriend the following week because that's what happened.
oh
in
no,
preschool.
I wasn't like that.
Where,
She was committed. She said she
I
was
was
loyal.
committed. I was loyal. It was
That's
like for life, ride or die. To
Hold on, I got to
that's a
talk to
different
Sid.
show.
Sid,
Alexa.
you need to talk.
We ain't gonna do that. We ain't gonna do that. But
So let's talk
Despite
about
my
your
past.
teenage years.
yes, so I am for relationships to an extent. I believe it's all about maturity
Facts.
because I feel like you could be 25 and not be ready for a relationship. To be
Absolutely,
honest.
Truth.
that's true.
And it's also about setting boundaries because I understand with a relationship comes along temptation, and if you're in the right setting,
Mm-hmm.
right mood, things get out of hand. So you need to put yourself in a position where you don't let that happen in the first place. If you're in a dark room, get out.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
just
That's
These
that's
children don't
dope.
need dark room these days.
Step.
But I was just going to say, so you say you
room.
for relationships, right? So tell me why.
I feel like relationships aren't totally harmful. Like relationships, you don't need it. Let me say that. You don't need
Right.
it.
I
But
agree.
having someone, a companion to be beside you and to build you up, it's comforting. Having someone to love, like
What about having a group of persons? Because at that age, I think that's how it should be.
Right.
You should companionship in groups,
But-
love in groups.
What
do things in
I was
groups.
going to say, right, is this. Why does it have to be a girlfriend
One
or
person,
boyfriend?
yeah.
Why? Why the
One
label?
single person.
Why a relationship?
because sometimes you just love somebody so much and the feelings get a little, you know what I mean?
Love? Love?
Love,
Really?
So-
love.
Well, see, Jason is one of those. I guess. So how old do you think that person should be? What age is okay for a girl or a boy to have their first relationship? And either of you can answer that.
So I know
Or
I've had
both.
matters with maturity, but I don't think I'm letting my child get into a relationship until like a good solid 16, 17.
Say solid 16. I thought she was going to say 20s.
There's nothing solid about 16 or 17.
I have a
But
pretty cool
we
story
cannot,
about that.
You have a what?
I have a pretty cool story about that.
Okay.
My mother, again, mom, we back to you. So I was given when I first coming up, I think I was about 14. I asked her, I said, Mom, when you think you would let me get a girlfriend? She said 16 at first. I turned 15 and I was like, Mom, next year's the year. She said, what? No, I said 17. And then I turned 17 and I'm like, Mom, so this is the year. I said, can I go start looking? She said, boy, you're not ready. I said, so 18? And now apparently the number is you got to be out of school and you got to have a job. So I was like, okay, all right.
She keeps moving the bar.
line.
Yeah.
Keep moving it.
Good.
Honestly, for me, I never asked. Like, I didn't bother because I didn't want to hear no. I hate hearing no, especially from my mommy and my daddy. I don't want to hear no, so I never ask. But one day I start feeling a little something for this boy. So I said, "Mommy,
Why is this one such a
when am I allowed to
character?
be in a relationship?" She's like, maybe you can be a little boyfriend now. I said, okay. She's like, no dates though. I don't.
So what would having a boyfriend entail if
Right.
you can't go out with him?
Just
Okay, just to say you
friendship
have
at this
one
point,
texting
like,
in the phone and
it's
and
just
all
So-
that.
friendship
so-
at that point.
I
Right.
always try to break it down because see, girls and boys different, and she sounded like the girls in my life, right? My boy a little easier to work with. They like how you said he asked, she said no. He said okay next year, right? Girls can push the boundary.
Yes.
They will have girlfriend and I mean boyfriend, and the mothers seem like they're okay with that, but they're girls doing it.
Really?
Yeah, they seem to be a little bit more.
I don't know about that one.
Listen,
Okay.
they have.
I think
I don't. Reason why I'm saying that is because mothers feel it's okay for girls to have their little boyfriends in school. Oh, that's a little
no, I
boyfriend and
wanted
they'll
my
talk
daughter
and,
to have her
and
first
talk.
boyfriend at 30.
Okay.
Didn't happen,
30.
but that's what I was hoping.
I did a little
How did that work out?
unscientific poll.
Didn't work out.
and it's like, yeah, they could talk because they can talk. They can, like how you say, they can have feelings. So
Right.
they're almost okay to a degree for them to have their little boyfriend in school,
I think
puppy
too,
love.
though,
But-
that
but-
will happen. That
but-
will happen.
I break it down like this. Okay, tell me why. Right? Why do you feel you want to talk to this one boy exclusively? Why?
Because they like them, Jason, because they have these emotions. And during these teenage years, you have these hormones and these you have, especially now with social media, everybody feels like they need to be talking to people on this phone. And it creates emptiness. These kids, they're always looking for something somewhere.
See, Cheryl, these emotions, yeah, they have them. But should they act on them?
No, they
See,
shouldn't.
so that's
But can we
why-
stop them?
To a degree, to a degree.
Did your parents stop you based on how do you feel? If you
They-
you never really wanted to go against what your mom, so when she said no, you just went along with that. He's not the average, and he did say he's not.
You say you're not going to ask him questions to put him on the spot.
I know.
So now you put him on the spot.
I'll answer this one
I
honestly.
I never let him answer it. But he did say he's not a typical boy.
I
Right.
am not.
Right. The typical boy would still go behind their parents' back and have a girlfriend.
See,
That's the typical boy.
Well, hey. Okay, so I never went behind their back, but I did have a friend at some point. I think I was like 12. And like
Exclusively.
No,
That's
not
what
it.
you-
I mean, okay, look. They had feelings for me. I didn't have feelings for the person, but I did entertain the conversations. So we did have the
So
conversations
she
about
probably
it.
thought you were her boyfriend.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what happened.
Well, yeah, I definitely learned from that mistake. But
And that happens very often.
I think I never really disobeyed my parents' rule on it. Never blatantly or intentionally.
Because
Yeah.
she was your boyfriend, but she was
She
she was your boyfriend, but she was never your girlfriend.
Right,
So you didn't
right.
do anything
He
on
was
wrong.
being a boyfriend, but
Yeah.
he didn't have a girlfriend.
Right. Right.
Man,
So he was
Oh,
legally and technically
Hey,
he's
don't
okay.
worry, that
Her
happens
parents,
to-
he's still
Hey,
obeying you. He's
that
still an
happens to
obedient kid.
people my age too.
Oh no, they know about this. They know about this. We had a
Hey, we have a boyfriend, but they don't have a girlfriend.
Yes, that's
Oh
right.
boy, different
Say what
show.
you say? She married. I married. She married. No, that's
No,
what you say
yeah.
with his wife.
But
Yeah.
but Citrell never got you. Did you get to answer the question? How old do you think is the right age to have a girlfriend or boyfriend?
17,
Oh, you said 16, 17.
Because how old are you?
17.
So she'll put herself in that
Yeah.
bracket, right? But
The reason, okay, go ahead.
I'm like I was saying, right? At this age, because they're having feelings, that don't mean you should allow them to act on it. And for
but
if they're
Jason-
if they're having feelings, right? Oh, so they're interested in this boy, or he's interested in this girl, and you say, okay, yeah, you could talk to them. They're gonna want to go further.
No, but I don't think any parent comes out. For me, I don't remember how old my daughter was when she started. It must have been about grade 11 or so when she liked a boy. Now, my thing was never, go and talk to the boy. I'd ask questions. So, how is the boy? What do you guys talk about? Whatever. That would be my question because I wanted to create an open space for her to always be able to talk to me. And she kind of did. She was, oh, mommy, we did lunch today, but she never came out and said that was her boyfriend. And I never brought that up, and I never gave her the inclination that okay, I'm okay with you having a boyfriend. But I always made sure that she was free to talk to me about this boy.
But
You know, I made
think
sure
she
that
told
even-
you? Do you think she was completely open with you? What they did?
I think so. Sometimes she was a little too open. You know, even after that, she got a little. Anyway, but the point is this: in my mind, I was like, oh god, all kinds of stuff was going through my mind, but I never let her know that okay, I hate this entire conversation. I hate the idea that you're even talking to this boy and whatever. I had to remain calm and remain. You know, because I didn't want her to shut her down and then she
do it
started
behind your
hiding
back.
and doing stuff.
But
Which,
Cheryl, the no matter what you do, whatever they want to do, they're gonna do it anyway.
That's true,
Whether you
too.
condone it or
that's true.
it just, but it helps, like you say, to be open so that you could properly guide them. But my thing, I always would try to logicalize it. What do you do, or what do you want to do with this
And that's my first
particular
question,
person
yes.
that you can't do with just a friend? What do you want to do with this? In your case, Adriel, with this boy that you can't just do with Bernard.
And a lot of times it's peer pressure too, you know.
You know,
you guys find that too?
and you're right.
Peer
and-
pressure.
Because all your friends are booed up, everybody is coupled up. You go out to lunch, everybody's with somebody, or even if you're hanging together, your friends is talking about this boy. Everybody has a boy they're talking about, and so a lot of
Right.
times you feel okay, maybe I need to have someone, you know, just for the sake of conversation. Do you feel that plays a part?
I used to clown my friends for having relationships so young. The boy side of it. No. This is just me. Like I didn't feel the pressure of it. I literally used to laugh in their faces, like y'all creating stress for yourself. Until I found somebody I liked. That changed.
Okay.
That changed. But I also, like I said, my parents helped me to, find the right ways to navigate it. So the person that I like, my mom likes her, and we're friends, and we enjoy each other's company, and it's not that stressful. She's kind of. Anyways,
And
let's
there's no
just move
label.
on.
Yeah,
Let's
don't make it
move
about
on.
that.
And there's
said
no
that.
label, right? She's not your girlfriend. You're not her boyfriend.
No.
Right.
Really?
Well,
No.
Not. Y'all didn't say it, but it sounds like that's what it is.
Well,
Why is Jason pressuring you, Bernard?
I don't know
You
why.
wanna talk about
I'll
it?
say
You know,
this.
it's a
I'll say
relationship.
this.
You watch Bernard get in trouble.
I'll say this. I'm not. Mom. Listen, don't get me in trouble, okay? We are friends, but like, if you ask me, like, am I talking to anybody else? No. Like,
So this is just an exclusive friend. Isn't that what a girlfriend is? An exclusive friend.
don't say that.
That's
Listen,
that's what I'm
don't
saying.
insinuate
So
things.
what? That's what I always try to break it down. Why do you need a girlfriend or a boyfriend in school? You have so much things to be
Right.
focused on. We as adults have trouble navigating
relationships.
through relationships. A teenager definitely can't successfully navigate it
Yes.
without help. I'm willing to bet money on that. But teenagers them can't see that. Oh, you're all old school and that was back in your day and it ain't like this and that. So they think they can handle it. So I
Right.
try to reason. You can't reason with feelings, but I try to reason.
You can.
And be like, tell me why
You need.
you need this person to be exclusive with you. Why do you need to
Right.
talk to only her? Why do you need to talk to only him?
I think that's
And
a
I
very
think-
good thing to ask why.
Right.
Very. Okay.
But we have to take a short commercial break and be right back. Getting tongue tied. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Karen's Kitchen, where we specialize in Bahamian dishes such as fried fish, crab conch, crab soup, and much more. We're located on Queens Highway next to GB Muffler. To order, call 441-4033.
Welcome back. And today we're talking about teenage relationships. And of course, rightly so, we have teenagers in the house. And they're sharing insight, very interesting insight about teenage relationships and how they navigate, well, their parents' relationship, because mostly they don't have any. And so we've been having some interesting conversations. So please join us. Call us. What's the number again, Jason?
352-8255. 352-8255, or drop your comment in the chat on YouTube and we'll read it live.
Yes. And before we get into the conversation, we're going to read a few messages that we have.
That's Yukino Bain says, this is a great show. These young kids are okay in my book, off the bench. Yay!
That's Mix.
Oh, that's Mix.
Okay,
Mix, your whole government name there. Danica Culmer says, not necessarily that mothers would want the daughters to have a boyfriend, but they are at that age, and mothers would rather their kids be out with them. Danica also says, you shield them from it, and they're going to do it behind your back.
Agreed.
I agree with that. Any more comments? That's it. Oh, Mix again. Okay, he changed his name now we know who it is. Mix. Throw me off. When you keep your kids from the world, they will sneak around and you will feel bad when they make a mistake. It's best to have these type of conversations. Most definitely.
Yes.
Most definitely. Danica again, we're in a different generation now. Oh, sure. Because when I hear that at preschool having relationships, that just blew my mind.
Yes.
So we were talking about asking the question, why do you want a relationship? Yeah, you having feelings, but not because I feel like I'm hungry
You should eat.
I should eat.
Don't you eat every time you're hungry?
No, you shouldn't.
No.
I do.
I guess
No, okay, depends then. Okay, so if
Wrong
you just...
analogy.
Oh,
But
yeah, wrong analogy.
I do
Not
get it,
wrong
though.
analogy, but I think you get where it's coming
Yeah,
from. Not
I
because
do.
you see a plate of food.
That means you should
should
have
eat.
it. Yes.
Eat it.
Especially when I think a teenager getting in a relationship, it's like pouring water down a hill and then trying to mop it up. You know, you have a harder job to do. A teenager with emotions make very, very poor decisions because when you're in a relationship, emotions get out of control, especially for girls.
Listen, I witnessed this when I was in grade 9. This girl was in my class. Yeah, that's way back when.
Yeah, when they used to
in
ride
the
dinosaurs to
80s.
school.
In the 80s. and the girl was in class sobbing uncontrollably. I came in the class and I thought somebody died. And I stand off,
Yes.
not knowing how to deal with emotions. I stand up and I look like, what's wrong with her? What happened to her? Or her boyfriend was talking to another girl. In school, he was talking to another girl
Yes.
and she lost it.
The tears are acceptable.
I feel like
I understand.
Girls
Crying.
fight over boys
Yes, they
in high
fight.
school.
her crying had to do with insecurity.
What?
That's what. No. Listen.
Okay.
No, because if you fret so much about your boyfriend talking to another girl, inside you are insecure. And so my thing is with relationships, I am for it, but you need to make sure you love yourself properly first before you go ahead and try to love another person.
But that's
true.
hard to do
That's
with teenage,
true.
and
I
I
believe-
think that's why. I mean, she may have been insecure, but the point Jason's making, her feelings were hurt that much that she could not control her emotions. She was hurt, and these are the
School
things
gone out
that
the question,
happen
Right.
in at that age.
I believe, I believe in what she's saying. I think she's right. I think if you don't know how to love yourself and like out of that lack of self-love, you go looking for love from somebody else, you setting yourself up to become way too anchored in the love that somebody else has for you, when the thing about love somebody else has for you is like you can't control, whether or not that love continues to exist. But
Right.
you can control whether or not you continue to love yourself. So if you don't love yourself primarily and you depend on somebody else's love as your primary source of love, then sure, you'll lose sight of your objective value as a person. But I also think, in another sense, I know if I spent a lot of time talking to someone and made that commitment to them, and I would feel betrayed. I would be hurt.
Exactly.
I would cry.
I was waiting to interject.
Of course.
I would cry.
I think it also coming off of the maturity It also takes the communication, because if you feel as though you're mature enough to be in a relationship, you should also know that in this relationship, it comes with communication. So if you feel as though this guy is talking to another girl and you feel as though it isn't just some regular talking, talk about it, communicate, figure out what is actually happening. Like,
And you feel you should be dealing with this while you're dealing with in school?
I mean, if you feel like you're mature enough, I guess you can handle it.
And y'all think you're all mature enough? See, y'all can say yes, right?
Exactly.
Y'all can say that because when I was a teenager, I thought I knew everything.
Oh,
Nobody could say anything to me. Yeah, it's mine and I can handle it.
that's not how I think.
Until it happened and I could not function. And I got my first heartbreak when I was 19.
Ooh.
So I couldn't handle that. Thank God I still here. But I can't imagine going through that heartbreak when I was in school. My grades would have gone to garbage.
And a lot of grades do suffer. Not only that, I know, Bernard, you were talking about loving yourself. You barely know who you are at that age.
Understand?
You barely know. And you know,
That's true.
Adults, a lot of adults are still navigating that, learning who they are, loving themselves as a whole person. And that's hard. And it doesn't matter how much you love yourself. When someone has accepted you and have told you that they love you, and then 2
Betray
days
you.
later they
Tell somebody else.
they betray you,
That's it.
then you will feel hurt. You will. And
You said, sorry, go ahead.
so I'm just saying, you know, that's why, and this can end up, because teenagers are not mature enough to handle the emotional aspect of a relationship. Depression, low self-esteem, suicide,
Yes.
cutting themselves, all of this occur when these relationships go sour.
Yes.
And they all will,
Yes.
because you are in a changing time in your life, and what you like today will not be what you like next week.
And understood. You said, when I said love, you say yes, love, right? As you know, that they can fall in love. So imagine you fall in love. He doesn't feel the same. He sees somebody else that falls in love. So you love yourself, but you also love him.
Yes.
I don't know if any of y'all ever had a heartbreak. Let me tell you something.
I don't wanna.
The world feel like it coming to an end.
Can't
you hear
sleep,
me?
can't eat.
You don't want to eat.
I mean, that's what I
you're in a
heard.
bad
That's what I
mood.
heard.
The world is just black. So that's adults, and y'all
Yes.
see the news. Y'all hear the tragic stories.
Yes.
People going crazy,
Yes.
killing somebody, hurting other people because they felt the person who they were in love with
Yes.
didn't love them the same way. So, and as adults, we sometimes we can't navigate through that. So I know y'all can. I don't care how mature y'all are. And you guys are mature, and you
Very.
handle yourself very well. I'm impressed
Yes.
with y'all. But I don't think that you guys at the age can handle a relationship on your own. On your own. Parents can help you navigate through it. So when you go, if you do get a heartbreak, they'll be there to support you guys
Yes.
and make sure, okay, this is a part of life. We can walk you through this. But most parents will kind of steer any of their children away from getting in a
In a
relationship.
relationship, yeah.
Because it's work. It's hard work.
that they don't have the time or emotions for.
It's hard
ahead.
work. It is hard work.
I think really it is something that we were saying, because like I would totally agree with that. To deal with a relationship, I don't even know how to do that. So I would expect as teenagers for us to look to our parents for guidance, because I don't know how to be in a relationship. I don't even know what that is. I never grew up in that. So just to have that guidance, of course, I would say as teenagers, yes, don't be so off to the option of talking to your parents about it. Of course, they might be old school, but that's just parents. So like be open to that idea. Be open to getting that guidance, because you are not going to know everything. No matter how hard you try, you're not going to know everything. So just be open to that idea.
Listen, I am half a century old. and I realize I don't know.
What? Yo, you look great, bro. I just gotta say that. You look amazing.
Okay,
I want to be
Bernard,
like
stop
you when I
looking.
grow up.
Yes,
My
I'll take
bad,
it. I'll
my
take
bad.
Thank you. Right.
Oh, boy.
Yes. But I realize I don't know half of what I thought I knew.
Mm.
And when I go to issues with my wife, I function on autopilot. which means I know I have responsibilities to take care of, so I have to do. But I can't imagine not being able to handle and deal with whatever stresses comes with relationships. That's listen to me, guys. Listen to me, yo. That's work. Mind you, it's just as much joy as it is much pain.
Not for
no,
them.
No.
Not
It's more
for them,
joy.
It won't be.
It's no for y'all. It won't be.
It won't be.
But
I
find,
guess
that comes
joy.
with finding the right person. But I think,
Yes.
and like Cheryl said, you guys at your age, you don't know yourself. My tastes and stuff has changed so much
Right.
from when I was a teenager. I used to like them short. I used to like them tall. I used to like them slim. I used to like them fat. I used to like them certain skin tone. I had so much different things. And just to break it down, my taste buds. I couldn't eat pepper when I was younger. I say burn going in, burn coming out. Now I love pepper. I love it. I can't get enough of it. So it changes. My body changed. My taste changed. My mind changed.
Changes, yes.
So what y'all think is love, it ain't love. I can tell you that. That's infatuation.
Yes.
And that can change. When y'all look at that person now, who y'all in love with, y'all be like,
What was I thinking?
that's what I want. But y'all get up and walk it.
I have a question
Go
now,
ahead.
though. Like, knowing what you know now, what is your take on love right now?
My take on love right now, we can answer that when we come from this commercial break.
Okay.
That's great.
Stick around.
I'm Flynn Daxon from Nose Witness News, reporting live from Sniper Paintball City. We're here with the manager, and he's going to tell us a little about what they have to offer.
Daddy, I got this at Sniper Paintball. We have paintball, cornhole, mini golf, batting cage.
Strike!
That's not a strike.
So come on down every Saturday and Sunday to Sniper Paintball City, located next to Crosstown, where you and the family can have a great time.
See you at Sniper.
And we're back with teenage love. I was posed a question, but I can come back to that. We can go start off with our comments, and then we can hear more from our guests, man. They got the show. This is their show, and I really want to hear from them. I mean, I love what's coming, what I'm hearing from them. I don't know. I'm just blown away by the maturity of these guys.
Yes.
That's I just
Yes.
dumbfounded, I guess. Ariel says this generation is not faster than the old generation. They just have the technology to expose everything to the world. Very true. Mick says, question for the guests. As a teen, what do you all think the purpose of having a girlfriend or boyfriend is?
That's a good
I
one.
think Jason was asking that.
Yeah, I was asking that. We can
So
answer
let's
that.
let
Y'all
them each
answer that.
answer.
Each.
Any more comments? No more?
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead. That's that question for each of y'all.
Okay, wow. Personally, I've never been in a relationship before, but if I was in one, I guess I would say, I mean, it's one of those things in life where it's kind of there just to kind of add to your life. As are most things, but I feel like if you did have a boyfriend or girlfriend at this point in life, it would be the same as if it was for a grown adult, you know. You met that person and you saw something in them, and you maybe saw potential between you and that person, and so you explore that potential and kind of just explore the possibilities with them as a means to experience something that's, you know, potentially an amazing thing in life. And that's what we all want out of life, is just to experience good things. So I think it's the same reason it would be for an adult. I don't know. I mean, I've heard that there are marriages that are like specifically like business decisions and stuff like that. So obviously at this young age, we ain't worried about all of that. We're not thinking that far ahead. But, you know, I guess solely if I was in a relationship, it would just be because, you know, whatever I see in the person, I want to know if it's actually there, and I want to experience whatever is possible to experience with that person within reason. But yeah.
Have to throw that in there.
Yeah, I had to.
I don't need a boyfriend. I'm aware of this. I'm smart. I'm talented. I'm beautiful. I don't need you.
But the reason, thank you. But like you said, I see something in you and I want to explore that with you. I want to form a lifelong connection. I want to grow with you, grow together through Christ. And I know I don't know myself
That's
now.
real.
We can kind of learn each other as we go, learn each other together. And I understand there is a chance that the relationship may not last. I get that. But at the end of the day, it is still a learning experience.
And what's life if you're not taking chances?
Hey, go ahead. Go ahead.
Everything is a chance. Everything is
We'll come back to
50-50.
that.
Yeah.
I think you don't necessarily need a boyfriend or a girlfriend, like Sid said, but it's more of to have that. There's a friendship between, okay, this is my girlfriend, as I would say, Sidrel is my best friend. So I would see her as my girlfriend, that's my friend, we're close. But to have like a relationship with a boy or girl, it's more of a different kind of friendship to grow into finding out who we are more together, as in what the possibilities, like we're all saying, the possibilities of what can become, what is life going to be. Like, I see something in you that I would like to know, how does this grow? How, or like we could just grow within that. Maybe you have something that I want to learn from you, specifically that I think that you could teach me. So I guess it's just growing off of the possibilities that could happen.
Awesome. All great answers. But now let me ask, do you think you can only learn that from a girlfriend or a boyfriend, or can you learn that from a friend?
I think you can, yes. But as, like they say, there's chances. Of course you could learn it from a friend, but just to try something different, something new, I guess.
I mean, learn what specifically?
See, the same experiences which you were saying.
Oh,
You're
okay.
having the same thing I was saying.
Okay.
I want to experience this and then with can you, does it have to be with a girlfriend in your case, or does it have to be with, like for the ladies, does it have to be with a boyfriend? Can you experience these things
with friends,
with just
with a group of friends?
The truth about it is, at this age, in a girl, I really just want a genuine connection with somebody to enjoy that, like, I don't really think whether or not you call me your boyfriend or not, like, if we have a genuine connection and like I feel connected to you as a person and we just value each other on an objective level, like no strings attached or anything like that, like where we just say, hey, I've had the chance to meet you and I've had the chance to see parts of who you are and I want to know all of who you are, and then like from that mutual curiosity, we just kind of make a choice to, hey, let's be friends, let's connect. Then that's all I could ask for, and if labels don't come with that, then that's fine by me. If they do, then that's also great. But I think at the end of the day, the truth is we might not be sure what it is we're looking for as teenagers.
Exactly, and that would be the biggest part of the problem. You're not, because teenagers don't date. They just go into relationships. Dating is a very important part of the process of being in a relationship. Dating should lead to marriage.
That's where I was leading.
Teenagers are nowhere near on the road to marriage. And that is one of the number one reasons why teenagers should not be in relationships. It'll be like going to a buffet to eat and never get a belly full, because there's no destination at the end of that for you. All you're going to get is a heartbreak. That is genuine. I don't know any 12-year-old, 13-year-old, 15-year-old, maybe 18, 19 that ends up in marriage. You hardly, yes, there's one or two or three here and there. You'll see it in a movie.
Yeah.
But you're not going to find 25%, 30%, 50% of these relationships lasting for a very long time, because these relationships don't have longevity, because you don't know who you are. You don't know what you're looking for at this age.
So we heard from Bernard. So ladies, I know you'll say y'all don't see anything wrong with relationships, right? So what is the end goal of having a boyfriend for you guys? What do you see the end goal of having if your mommy and daddy is okay right now to say, okay, y'all can have a boyfriend, what do you see that end goal? Okay.
I grew up on that. I grew up on let's get to know each other. Let's grow in terms of, if we were to start dating, let's grow in terms of to get married. Not in terms of let's last so that we could tell everybody we're together for this amount of months and then break up. and then start over. So it's more of a let's grow in the connection of God so that we could lead our way to marriage, so that we could lead in the way that He wanted us to be.
It's the same thing for me because I grew up with good examples, and they taught me like dating is strictly for marriage, and I understand that. I understand that relationships aren't easy, right? But when I like somebody, and when I decide to date this person, I'm doing this because I genuinely see a lifelong connection with you. That's it, and that's all.
So you're saying then that teenagers do have relationships with marriage in mind?
Some.
I wouldn't say all,
Maturity.
some.
At your age,
I
okay.
would not get involved in a relationship knowing that it's about to end. Like, there's a lot of teenagers these days, like, they'll be like, I've spoken to people and they're like, okay, they're like, no, like, hey, me and this girl, we probably gonna be together for a couple months and then break up. And I'm like, so you okay with that? Like, you're fine with just moving. I couldn't do it. If I let somebody in and be vulnerable with you and show you like every part of me, then I want you to stay like forever. Don't play with me like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And the thing is, you have to be comfortable with asking uncomfortable questions.
right.
Because I've asked this question before to this boy who was apparently interested in me. I was like, okay, do you see us lasting? He said no. I say,
Why? What's the point?
What's the point? I'm not gonna be with you if you only see me as a little fling. No, that's not how this works.
That's what I'm
We're
saying.
gonna ride.
People
Well,
describe.
Give him a point for honesty.
They
don't see that.
describe relationships as like a vibe now. We just gonna feel this until it's gone. Like, what?
That's
like,
a guy thing, isn't it?
is it?
It is.
Is
I've
it?
never,
is.
I've never
It
heard
really,
of
really
a
is.
girl
Would
say
never-
we
yes.
figure this out.
We just
Never
are like,
had
oh,
that.
so
And they
girls don't
carry
do
that
that. We
into
just are the vibe
adulthood.
thing. Well, look,
Do they
I don't.
chase it? They carry that into adulthood, huh?
Yes, they are.
I don't
They do.
know.
Plus men, you know.
Yeah.
That's a man thing.
I don't know. I think if you get into a relationship at this age, like, you have to like be sure like you and this person have something real possible. And I never felt that when I was like 14, 15, 16. I had people that I was like, oh yeah, she's cute. But then I was like, I never actually ever felt that feeling of like, wait, hold on, me and this person, like, this could work. This could be possible. So until I actually felt that, like, I never went into the process of pursuing, you know, anybody that way. So when I first met somebody where I was like, hold on, like, I actually think like, I think I love this person. Like, I took a chance and I was like, okay, so let's be friends. You know, let's get to
Bernard
know
is
each other.
confusing me, you know.
What do you mean?
I'm trying to put a, you know, you're in love with someone, but that they're your friend.
Okay, look.
They think
look.
they're your girl. I don't know.
Look,
Anyway,
There's a lot.
there's a lot going on.
She's
there.
heard,
No,
she's
I'm
watching this.
trying
Oh, he loves me.
Yeah.
Wow.
If it's just in the first portion
Y'all
of the
have no
show,
idea.
it didn't happen, then maybe it's in my head.
Look.
Maybe it's not. This
I
girl's
just
gonna be
think-
confused by the end of the show too.
No, she's not.
Oh, okay.
No, she's not. I promise y'all, she's not gonna
He's
be
very
confused.
articulate. He knows how to express himself. You can see.
I'm just saying, if my main thing with relationships at this age is I understand that there's so much of it that you're not gonna have access to. At this point, we already know we're not doing.
Shouldn't have access to.
Shouldn't, yeah, exactly. Not only shouldn't, but you're not going, like me, I'm not gonna give myself access to certain things at this age in a relationship.
Very good.
It's too risky.
Yes.
It's too risky. I literally am not in the position to handle the consequences of some of those decisions, so I won't make them. I'm not in the position to take certain risks, so I won't take those risks, you know? But at the same time, like, if I feel like, man, I follow my heart, you know? Like, if I feel something for you, I'll be real and I'll let you know, like, okay, hold on. Like, can we give this a try? And it's like, at this age, my parents are teaching me, be friends with the person, form the connection with the person. Y'all get to know each other, but don't put labels on it, because labels come with superficial expectations. Superficial expectations lead to disagreements, and everything breaks up, and now you're hurt. So it's like, my parents teach me to take it slow and to let each other have the space to keep growing separately, so that one day, if the possibility arose that you could grow together and be for real, then you don't ruin it. You know, you don't ruin a good thing trying to rush.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Wow. You need to write these things down. I got
I
some
am
adults,
serious.
some grown people, I can't call them adults, who need to
Who needs that?
take these pointers.
Absolutely.
They're always rushing into stuff. But anyway,
Yeah, girls, any of the young ladies have anything to say?
I don't know what to say after that. what else is there to say?
what could you add to it? But
What can I say?
so hearing the fact that dating should lead to marriage. I'm not going to put you all on the spot, but do you think your peers see that, know that?
Not all of them.
No, not all.
What percentage you think knows that?
I think
4.
it's
4%. 4%.
4.
I was gonna
That's
say
right.
25.
That's high.
Well, actually, no,
Knowing
if you
and
run the
acting
numbers
on
of how
it.
much friends I have, then it's probably a higher percentage. But like I'm saying, out of everybody I know 4 people that actually believe in that.
Believe that dating should lead to
It
marriage.
should lead to marriage, yeah. A lot of people think at this age it's literally just
Yeah.
for fun.
Yes,
That's right,
that's why I was
exactly.
asking.
I don't get that. Like my emotions ain't to be played with.
Thank you. And
Right.
because they have such serious consequences, like Bernard would have mentioned
Right.
earlier, you know, this is nothing to play with.
Right. But it's not being said openly
Right.
that you shouldn't play with this. You know,
But-
it's being glamorized that what they call goals, relationship goals, and,
yes.
and Bay and me, we doing this together and blah, blah. They're not saying the consequences, like Bernard keep alluding to, of when things go bad.
Exactly. Because do you guys have these conversations though? Do you have these
With each other, with
with
like
each
friends?
other, with adults, with whoever? Is this a conversation that's regular?
crazy enough. I actually had this conversation with one of my friends earlier today,
Okay.
and we were talking. We were like, "Do you think?" We were like, "Do you think our peers are more into the whole idea of marriage?" And I was like, "Truth be told, I think they know that it's probably the right way to go, but they're like." They don't want to go through the process of it. They don't want to go through the time space of it. They don't really care for that. So it's not the fact that they don't know. It's the fact that they don't want to go through the process that it takes. So, yeah.
Anything else?
What was the question again? Could you say it again? The question?
I don't think they remember.
Nobody remembers.
Say, do we all have do you have conversations?
Oh,
Yeah.
do we have the conversation?
Conversations
Sometimes my mind just, do we have, I don't have that conversation very often with friends. I have it with my parents. Sometimes I try not to make, the thing about my parents is like, they give us this floor to like come to them with anything. So I try not to, I try to balance out what I come to them about. So if I'm always coming to them about relationships, then they're gonna start feeling like different about me in a way. Like they're gonna be like, how come you always asking me about relationship? Like, is you losing focus on the things that really matter? And then I gotta go through that conversation and explain to them why I'm still focused. So I try not to, have the conversation too much with them. But even
Parenting 101 with the Hepburns, they sound like they got it down.
Yeah.
they do great, man. They do great.
It's a similar thing for me. Like I'm very close with my mom, and when I made it clear to her that I'm interested in this boy, she was like, "You need to understand the consequences of a relationship. You need to understand that you don't want to have sex. You can't be too close, and this and this and that and that." And so I'm very grateful to have her to just steer me in the right direction. So
Good parents.
I do make sure to have the conversation with her quite often.
But by the way, you guys carry yourself, I can tell you come from great parents. I can tell that. And I know that's why y'all are the way y'all are. So shout out and hats off to all your parents.
Shout out mom and
Yes.
dad.
Yes. You can call your parents names. That's fine.
Sonia, shout out to you, mommy.
Yeah.
James, Kiana, this is so weird. I don't call them by their first name.
And
Mr. and Mrs. Ballard.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Mr. and Mrs. Clark, my grandparents. Shout out to y'all. Love y'all too.
Amen. Awesome.
I know you guys have been talking a lot, but just can you leave your pairs then? Because we're getting ready to wrap up, Jason, correct?
Yeah.
So we can let them leave their
Which
pairs
one?
with some advice.
Yeah.
As
Let
it relates to-
Bernard go last. I might have to let him close the show.
Literally, don't let him go first, please.
This wrap up might be better than ours. Okay.
Let me sit back. Let me get comfortable.
Let me go first.
Yeah.
Okay. I would say be open with your parents. Quick story, like really, really quick one. I actually tried to hide a boyfriend from my mom before. That was a terrible feel. she found out. But recently there was a guy that I liked, and I learned from that experience that that's not going to work. And I'm terrible at hiding things from my mom. So I spoke to her about it, and I knew that there was a possibility of her saying no, but I also knew that there's a possibility of her being open to it. And she was like, okay, I know that you're in this age or in this time, and I understand, but let's focus on what you're doing right now, because we're still inside school. I mean, I'm a graduate, yay, but still, I still have goals that I want to reach right now. So she's like, I'm open to that idea of you guys getting to know each other, but the labels, we're not gonna reach that to the labels as yet. So for my parents, I would say, I know you're probably scared, or like you're scared of the no answer, but nothing beats a failure than a try. So have that conversation. You never know what could happen.
I would say communication is key, going off of what she said. One, communicating with your parents. And a part of communicating is listening. You can't be mad at your parents when they say they don't approve of this boy. There's a chance that they see something that you don't see. So you have to be open to listening and taking their advice. Another thing is, say you do get that relationship that you want, you need to make sure you communicate well with your partner. Because, like you said, you saw the girl crying in the class, like so and so and so. Maybe her boyfriend wasn't even talking to the girl in that sort of way, and she never knew because that was never communicated. So you need to make sure you talk these things out instead of fighting and breaking up. Talk it out.
Not the
Find
advice
a way to
we're
get
looking
over
for.
it. Move on.
She's all about relationships, and she's still pushing that relationship.
What's my message?
What? You blank?
That's a
No.
Give me a second. Give me a second. Okay, look.
He's not blank.
Look, here's what I think. I think all relationships that last, based on what I've seen and known, which I'm only 18, so I don't know much, but from what I've seen and what I know, the relationships that do last in this life are the ones that were formed from a genuine connection between two people. And so I say at this age, that's what you should look for. Maybe not boyfriend, girlfriend, but maybe just a genuine connection with whoever the person of interest is. And when I say a genuine connection, I mean a connection that's based off of you valuing the other person for who they are objectively, not how pretty they is, not, you know what I'm saying, nothing physical or trivial or, superficial, but who they are objectively as a person. And understand that to form a genuine connection with somebody else, you can't be connected to anybody else if you're not connected to who you are as yourself. So know who you are first, so that you could actually take the time to know who somebody else is, and y'all could form that real genuine connection, and it might turn into something great. And at that point, now you put yourself in a position where, at the very least, if you don't get to experience all the joys of a relationship yet, that's cool, but at least you have something that you could have faith in and hold on to, and that'll hold you over. I know it's been holding me over, in my little situation that I got going on. I have hope. I got faith. I think it's gonna work. Guys. So that's me. I will leave it there.
You sound like a relationship guru. I gotta bring you back when we talk about dating to give, because people need points on dating.
Dating is not my strong point.
But hold on, a lot of what you said needs to be implemented in dating. So that right there, that's golden.
I would much rather talk about everything else. I don't know much about this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cheryl, what says you?
Certainly was a joy talking to these young people, Jason. They are so wise at their age. But I'm old school as it relates to teenage relationships. Don't do it.
Yes.
I am not for it. I think that you're too young, and the consequences, I think Bernard alluded to it earlier. If you're not you're not prepared for the consequences of something, then you shouldn't do it. You shouldn't do it. And I think there's so many negative repercussions for a teenage relationship. It is temporary. It's not lasting. It's not going to last. And usually the side effects are a broken heart, emotional damage, especially for the girls. And I've seen it so often. And so I want to encourage, love yourself.
I think parents, we probably need to play a greater role. Sometimes when our children come to us asking about relationships, maybe we might want to think, okay, maybe there's a void I need to fill. As a parent, why my 12, 13, 14, 15-year-old daughter wants to look for something in someone else. And even though, yes, you'll have emotions that cause you to want to, I think parents could play a much greater role. But I'd say to teenagers, wait. It will come later. Just wait for now.
Definitely. Now, in my wrap up, I was asked a question. What is love?
Yes.
Love, I didn't forget. Love is a commitment. It's nothing to do with feelings. The feelings is a byproduct of love.
Right.
Love is a commitment of doing what is right for that person who you love, no matter how you feel.
Absolutely.
Yes.
In spite of how you feel. So
In spite
I
of.
could be ticked off at my wife. She needs help, I'm going to do it.
Absolutely.
She needs protection, I'm going to do it. She needs something to provide for me to provide for her, I'm going to do it. Why? Because I love her. And I'm
Right.
going to do what's necessary for her in spite of how I feel. Feelings don't dictate love. Love might dictate the feelings. Okay?
That is for real. Love
Yeah.
is a commitment. I'm
Yes.
putting that on my
Yeah.
on my lock screen.
Yeah. So, and I would have piggyback up what Cheryl said. Yes, teenagers, you're going to want to explore these feelings, but you're not ready for it. Taken from somebody who was a teenager long time ago. I wasn't ready for it, and I started late. I was 19, and I wasn't ready for it. So, I don't think teenagers are equipped. Now, some are a little bit more equipped, those who come from a better parenting home. And I'm hearing it from you guys. Your parents are involved in your life. And to the parents out there, this is what good parenting looks like. This is a product
Yes.
of good parenting.
Yes.
My
You
mom
know?
somewhere smiling.
So the
Absolutely.
parents, the children make you proud.
Yes.
And they speak with intelligence. So it just goes to show how important it is for us to stay involved in our children's lives. And guys, we need to be there for our daughters. They said it, right? The
Yes,
lady
Leanne said it
right?
earlier,
She
yes.
said it.
And
We need to
Sandra,
be
yes.
there to show our sons what to do and to show our daughters how to
What
be
to
treated.
expect.
You know, so parents need to be there, and we need to have an open policy. And don't be shutting them down if they come asking you. They're curious. You are there for a reason. You are there to answer those questions and guide them, steer them in the direction to go. Don't leave them to go to their friends for advice.
Never
You know,
that.
that blind leading the blind. So parents, step up, show your kids love, show them what it is to navigate through this life. Let them make their own mistakes. Don't let them make the mistakes we made, because we tried to do it. We tried to do it when we were teenagers, and it didn't work. So don't let them make the mistakes we made. Parents, let's be parents. Kids, y'all got plenty of time. Like Cheryl said, y'all got time to do this when y'all a little later in life, when y'all then find out who y'all are. Because y'all tastes can change, and the food you want, the clothes you want, the people who y'all interested in, it will change. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you that. The same guy or girl who you're interested in now, y'all ain't in. Anyway, I speaking too much about myself.
Yes.
So this has been Let's Talk. It's been real, and I enjoyed you guys. Thank you for
Yes.
coming on.
Thank you.
And shout out to your parents again. And we'll see you again next week, 6 o'clock, here on Let's Talk. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Good night.